All right, everyone, I think we're live. Kind of looks like it. Maybe we'll give everybody a minute to see, make sure this is on. I'm here with Xman 1971.
Hello.
And today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding Alfalfa to my map, Uncharted Valley. I don't think we're going to get to the testing part of it. We might. I kind of got a little bit of a hard out today. I don't have a lot of time, but we're going to try to see what we can get to, and we'll at least get the coding done and everything like that. But first thing before we start, so I did go ahead and make a backup of the map before, because this is one of those major changes that you really don't want to do anything until you make a backup in case something gets screwed up. And yeah, we really want to make sure that all this is going to work, because there's a lot of moving parts with this. It's one of those things too. So Giants changed it in FS22 how they did the crops. They made it so that they made it so that you that they did a whole bunch of different stuff with the graphics and the textures and whatnot. So it's a lot different with the crops. You had to basically redo them all for 22. And in 25, they left all the graphic changes the same, and they just made some changes with the XML stuff. So if you don't change certain things in the XML, which I'll point out as we're doing this, if you don't change certain things, your crops won't grow. So that's kind of a thing that I had found out a little bit of the hard way. And adding alfalfa, how we're going to do it here, this way is kind of almost an easy mode way to do it, because I actually am taking this from the Michigan map, which passed through Giants. Now, it seems that I'm looking at the different textures for alfalfa. I mean, I can credit Taylor Farms for this, but it seems that alfalfa has a lot of the same textures in a bunch of different maps. I don't think he made these. I think he took them from somewhere else. It kind of seems to be what it's like when you have these different crops going and get added to different maps. It kind of seems that everybody just kind of takes and shares their own. So I know Shy Wizard had done a bunch for us back in 22 for Dave on his maps, but again, it seems like they just kind of get shared around. So I'm going to take him from there because he already did it. He did it the way that I want to do it, where I have the alfalfa gets mowed and turned into windrows and can get baled and tedded and everything like that. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Well, I think we're going here, and I can see the chat, but I cannot chat myself right now, so I'll have to fix that for the next time. Anyway, all right.
We'll
So,
chat for you.
all right, I'll be pulling some of my screens over because I have like the two screens here. So here's the Michigan map. Here's my map in the background here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to go into foliage, and here's alfalfa right here. I'm going to pull these, and this is just how I'm doing this. Again, there's a bunch of different ways that you can do this, but again, this might not be the fastest way to do it, but it's definitely, one way that you could do it. So here, I'm going to go ahead and copy this over. So I got my alfalfa in here, and you can see that really the XML file is really what we're looking for in this. We're looking to make sure that's pointed there. So we're going to have to go into here now, and we're going to want to edit the map i3D. So one of the first things we're going to do is make sure that we add this into the map itself. So we're going to edit with i3D. Hi David, how you doing? So we're going to open up the map i3D, and we're going to just search for, I'm going to use cranberry because that's the one I added here. So we've got cranberry, foliage cranberry, cranberry.xml. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste this line in here, and we're going to make this file ID something that there's no way this number could possibly be in here, because we don't want to have a duplicate file ID. That's not going to be good. So what I do is I add 3 nines to it. So I do 999636 as the file ID. And then the foliage is going to end up being alfalfa. Alfalfa, and then alfalfa.xml. There we go.
So my question would be,
Yep.
with your 999, does that get reset to a different number, or is it always going to be 999?
So when we go in and save it, the editor will automatically renumber these. That was a good question. Yes, the editor will automatically renumber them when it gets saved. So what we're doing is making sure that this is in 999. So again, I'll change it to alfalfa 9999 39636, and that should work on that. So that's all you have to do for the map i3D file itself. And because we have it pointing to that Alfalfa XML file, that should be good there. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll see how this works. It might, I think it should be okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and load up the editor, which I'll pull it over once it loads up. It's loading on my other screen. But we shouldn't have any errors loading this up because it links to the XML file, as long as there might be some fill plane issues depending on where things are linking to. Let's just kind of take a look and see what this looks like. And I'll pull this over once this loads. This is one of those things too where the map itself takes a little while to load, and I think it's because of the amount of trees that are on here. So let's take a look up. So we should have, if we go into the foliage menu, we should have Alfalfa in here at the
There's
bottom.
not a lot of trees on the map.
No, only 80,000. So there we go. There's Alfalfa, and it should, now that I'm scrolling up, so yes, you can see it right here. It loaded the Alfalfa in right here, map foliage, Alfalfa capital dot i3d. I'm going to fix that. I like my OCD a little bit is kicking in with that. I like these lowercase. I don't know why he made it capital, but we're going to fix that. So let's just take a look. So I don't think, so again, you can kind of see it loads all the different crops in here. The default ones first, and then lower it loads the ones we put in. There's some warnings on here for meadow and grass, which are on here all the time from Giants, and I am not seeing any errors in this at all. So we can go ahead and, yep, there are no errors. So we can go ahead and save this. And again, this takes a little bit to save. I noticed that especially with this version, when you're saving this, if you make any terrain changes, I feel like it takes forever, like it takes even longer to save. Like if you're doing anything with the terrain, like leveling it, smoothing it, changing it in any way, it just takes forever to save, even longer than normal. And then sometimes it'll save really quick, so it's really interesting. But we'll wait for this to save. We'll check out the new i3D in Notepad, and I'll show xman and show you guys how it should have saved everything and renumbered that file. So again, we're going to have Alfalfa acting just kind of like how grass is, where you can mow it, you can ted it, you can windrow it, you can bale it. We're going to have bales, bales for that, and then we're going to put it in the animal feed as well. We're basically doing it. I mean, it's funny how when I took a look at the Michigan map, how he did it, it was exactly how I was going to do it. And him and I have actually, back in FS17, I actually helped him add one of his crops into the map. All right, so this is saved, and we should be good here. All right, so let's take a look now at the map i3D, and we'll just make sure. And again, with all these trees sometimes, that's why this takes forever to load. Yep, so you can see foliage alfalfa.xml was renumbered to 637 now. So that was renumbered there. So that should be good. That's all we need for that file right there. So let's head back into the foliage and the alfalfa file. This is where, like I said, this is the alfalfa file itself. So this is where Giants made some changes to the XMLs for the crops. So instead of putting in instead of having a special growth file, what they did was they put all the growth into the actual XML file for the crop. So it actually made it a little bit better, and they kind of redid these. So you can kind of see what they did here, where it says period, early spring, planting allowed, true, and then the different states, what happens. So if it's invisible, it'll end up at green small at the end of the state, green middle at the start. If it's a green middle at the start, it'll end up harvest ready. And you can kind of see how they did that down here. In late autumn, it's going to automatically reset to green small if you don't mow it. So that's kind of that. It also puts in the different. So this used to be in the fruit types XML file. Now instead, what they did was they put that into the actual XML for the crop itself. So they put that in here, and you can see all the information for that as far as what the color looks like on the map. That's the default colors, the liters per square meter, how much it's going to get, the ground type of what it looks like after it's cut. So there's already a grass cut, so it's going to just look like a grass cut at the like the ground level itself when it's cut, which is fine. The windrow type, we're going to have alfalfa windrow, and then you can kind of see what happens. Growth requires lime, we have that as false, and then different things like plants weed, false, and whatnot. So those are here. This right up here is where I wanted to change this shape source where it says alfalfa.i3d. We're going to change that to a lowercase one. Again, I'm kind of, my OCD is kicking in with that. I have everything else as lowercase and that one isn't. So we're going to change that there. And these are the different things. So this whole section right here is pretty similar to how it was in FS22. The only thing is for these, you're going to look here where it says is growing equals true and regrowth state. So for this one, because it's a regrowth state, it's going to, or regrowth start, you're going to, because of how it acts like grass, you're going to want to have that in here too. So, but these are the key things that FS22 XMLs did not have, these couple attributes here. And if you don't have these on here, your crop will not, like, for instance, if you don't have is growing equals true, it won't grow. I remember when I was doing the cranberry and I was complaining to you about when this was growing. I'm like, it's not growing, it's not growing. Well,
Because you didn't have it checked?
yeah, you didn't have is growing equals true. This is a new tag they have in here for 25 that if you don't have it on the XML here, it won't grow. So, and you can see the and is destructible by disaster. That's also new. So that's, you could turn that off if you didn't want it to be destructed by like a tornado or any other disaster. You could have that off. So we're going to leave that. That should be good for that. So again, remember I changed the i3d here of that file, of the alfalfa file. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to go into this. So this is the alfalfa i3d file. And I'm going to, so when you look at these, this is how the crop looks when it's, this is how the crop is going to look when it's growing or when it's grown. There's the different stages are all in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save this as just alfalfa.i3d, but I'm going to make it the lowercase again. Kind of my OCD here kicking in a little bit with that. I'm going to save that. And yeah, it's going to, it looks like it's going to, I think it's going to redo that. Depends how Windows did this here. If this is going to be capital, oh, it's still capital. All right, so we're going to do it this way then. So I'm just going to change this to alfalfa, lowercase. And why is that not doing that? Oh, there we go. Maybe? Kind of being weird. Maybe if I did alfalfa 2 and then change it back, it's just Windows being Windows. Not refreshing. There we go. There we go. Just kind of Windows being Windows. And now because I edited the shapes file without saving it right, I'm just going to make sure I'm going to edit this with Notepad again, the alfalfa.i3d file, and just make sure that the shapes file, which is right down here, yep, and it didn't, I'm going to make sure that's alfalfa lowercase. That way we're not having any case errors. That should be that there. So you can see where all this stuff is pointing. We have the different LODs here for harvest ready, green, middle, and small. Those are in here. We also have alfalfa, alpha, diffuse, normal. These are all linked in this folder from, again, the Michigan map. Sometimes what you have to do is make sure if they're not linked in here, you'll have to go back and make sure they're linked properly. You'll have to make sure you copy those folders. So here are the distances. There's only 2 different ones in there. And again, just making sure that our distances are lined up. Distance, foliage, alfalfa. So that should be fine there. All right, so we are good. We should be good in that folder there. Now what we need to do is look into the, let's go to the fill types and fruit types. So let's go into, and we got to do the density heights as well. So let's do the fill types first. So we're going to need that one, and we're going to need this one here. So this is the one from the Michigan map. Hey Vortex, good morning. So we're looking at, we're going to look in the config, and we're doing fill types. So we're going to open up that. So right at the top here, we have so this is the tedder. So when you TED this, it's going to, we want it to convert from alfalfa windrow to dry alfalfa windrow, so we can dry it. And then this one, it says, just says dry alfalfa. So if it's already dry alfalfa, it's just going to remain dry alfalfa. And you can kind of see that it did that with the grasses up here. Giants had this on here by default with the grass row to dry grass, and then dry grass row to dry grass. So we're just going to copy these two, and we'll paste them into ours up here. There we go. And then we're going to look for this. So this is the pickup header. So if you wanted to chaff this, you can actually chaff alfalfa windrow. So we could chaff it at a factor of 1. So we're going to leave that. If you wanted to do that, you can put that in there. So that's in the pickup grass section. Paste that in there. And then we're good on pickup header grain. These are for the when you swath it. So those are for the swathing right there. And you can see I've got rye in here already for that. So that the swathing is for that. So for scrolling down here, so we're going to have a couple different fill types here. We're going to have alfalfa, alfalfa windrow, and then we're going to have dry alfalfa, and then dry alfalfa windrow. So basically, we're going to take all of these. We're going to take all of these right here, these 4, and we're going to go ahead and paste these into this in the fill types here. And I don't like doing these at the top here. I like kind of doing them near the bottom. So I'm going to search for the cranberry one, so I'm not going all the way through this. So there's my cranberry, there's my hops. So I'm going to put it right down at the bottom here. So put this right there like that. Now so now we got to go in these and make sure that these are adjustable. So I don't do L10Ns for this map. I think they're super annoying, and it's like I'm not going to go, and I don't know German, and I don't know any other languages other than English. So I'm going to just, there's no point in me really doing the L10Ns. So I'm going to go ahead and just name that alfalfa. And we have right here. So this is where we're going to have to change some things here, because his are in a different location. So you notice that my HUDs are in map HUD fill types. This one's in maps US HUD fill types. So we're going to have to change that. So let's go ahead and change that. And I did not grab the HUD file yet, which I will have to go do that in a minute. So we're going to paste these in here for that. Same with the foliage here. The foliage is actually in the diffuse textures are here into there, the fill planes, but the foliage itself, that might be just the fill planes that we need in here. Let's check that. Yeah, so we just need the fill planes in here. So we're going to move these because, again, I have them different. So I'm going to do map fill planes for that. Let me go down and let's make this easier. Let's change all the HUDs to the right locations first. Here we go. So that's 1. This is off 2, 2, 3, and 4. Now, the way that the game does with grass is, again, how we're going to do it with alfalfa. This regular alfalfa fill type, you never really use that, because what happens is when, like we did up above, when you mow grass, it turns it into grass windrow. So it's going to be the same thing with alfalfa. Like, this fill type is really just for what's planted on the field. When we mow it, you're never going to even see this fill type anywhere. So it's gonna, when you mow it, it's gonna turn into alfalfa windrow, and it's gonna. So basically, my whole point with these is they're basically the same. So that's why we have on here, and here's a new thing for 25 as well. They have these 2 different tags where is bulk type true, and then they also have is bale type true. So any bulk types, we want to make sure those are true as well. So this is just going to be regular alfalfa as well. And we're also going to need to do alfalfa hay. So this is the dry alfalfa. So again, we're not going to really see this one too much because we're going to see the windrow one. So this is going to be alfalfa hay, and then this one will also be alfalfa hay, because again, they get converted when you're mowing them or tedding them, whatnot. So those are that. So then what we need to do is we need to take the fill planes ones. So we're going to do, for fill planes, we're going to do map. Mine is in map fill planes. So we will have to move these. So this one right here is going to be, this is the diffuse one, so we're going to want to make this map fill planes alfalfa diffuse. So you notice that also it's linking the the normal and speculars are linking to the regular grass, normal and specular, and then also our distance is going to have to be linking itself to that map fill planes alfalfa distance diffuse. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that all those are what they should be. So again, down here, linking there, there. That's 2. There is no, for this dry alfalfa, there is no plane for that. It's just the HUD. And then down here, we have this one here. And again, now you notice that the normal and heights are linking to the default in-game hay ones. So that kind of makes sense. There we go, and there we go for that. So they're fill planes. I'm going to save that. Before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and grab those. So he has those into the foliage fill types folder. So it's these files. It's all the alfalfa ones right here. It's these like 1, 2, 3, 4. So those 4. So I have them in fill planes. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab those and copy those into fill planes. So there they are in there. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the fill types. So we have those set up there. So that should be good. Now we have to scroll down and add these to the categories. So let's take a look. I'm going to find where the categories are down here. And here's what we need to pay attention to. So let me look for alfalfa here. All right, so we have them in the bulk category, but again, remember, because we're not actually seeing the alfalfa regular one, we're not going to actually really use that. The only ones we need in the bulk category, it's going to go in your main trailers, are going to be dry alfalfa windrow and alfalfa windrow. So we're going to copy those, put those into the bulk at the end here, and let's see what else we've got. So we've got that one. Hey, Dead Soul. There's alfalfa there. There's alfalfa there. That was in the bulk. So then he's got them into the windrow. Yep, we'll definitely need those in the windrow category. So those will be back here into that. Where else? Mixer wagons. Okay, so this is the mixer wagon. So if we're going to use these for the animal feed, we can put those into there. So we are going to put those into the mixer wagons because we do want to have those in there. We only need the dry alfalfa because you're going to have to have it as like alfalfa hay in order to put it in the mixer. And then where else do we have it? Forage wagon. We have both of them. Let's see. We're going to paste that in here. And I love this keyboard, by the way. Xman and I both have the same keyboard, and we didn't even know it. Or I didn't even know it at first when I bought this one. He had it before me.
Yeah, but I can't hear yours, but you can hear mine. I have to adjust my mic somewhere so that you can't hear my keyboard.
Oh. Maybe it's because I'm wearing the headset and you have a special mic, maybe?
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, I love this keyboard because it's the G910 from Logitech. It's got these special keys on the side, these gaming keys, and I have G4 set up to paste. So I just have to hit G4 when I want to paste something. So that's pretty cool. Silage trailer, we want both of them. Let's see, right there. And, yep, that one. Forage harvester, we want just the alfalfa windrow. So forage harvester, just alfalfa windrow. Okay. Fork, so for picking them up off the ground, we want both of them. Those are for buckets. Kind of mimicking, looks like he's mimicking what they did with the grasses. So another bucket. Oh, so then the other one he put it under was, okay, he put it under the selling station bales, which that makes sense. So because if you want to sell it as a bale form, you can. I think we should also sell these as not a bale format. So where is, I know we put that in here somewhere. Maybe we didn't. I thought we could sell, you can sell loose. Maybe you can't sell loose. Can you sell loose grass?
I
You,
thought we could,
I thought we could too.
but I'll have to test that.
Well, we'll come back to that. If that, I'll take a look and see. I think, yeah, we should be able to sell that. All right, so let's see. Let's see. There's no other sounds or anything like that. Oh, he's got fill types down here for there's a grass. So I think for the sounds we should definitely have a when you're loading the alfalfa down here. So that should be there. And let's see if there's any other grasses. Don't think so. All right, so that should be good for the fill types file. Okay, so let's get out of these. Then we're going to go into the fruit types. So here's the fruit types here. And we need the fruit types here. Where is that one? It was config. Fruit types, new. There we go. Okay, so the key with this, so this is an interesting thing that we found out in 25 here. Giant still reads the default fruit types file. So the only ones that we have to put in here, and that's why a lot of the map makers are putting file maps fruit types new.xml as their names. I'm leaving mine as regular fruit types, but yeah, that's Giant still reads the default fruit types file, so we only have to put the new ones in here. And another thing that I found out too was we have to leave this line in here where it says on the meadow, because if you don't put this meadow line in here, you won't be able to mow the meadow grass, which is kind of interesting. So we're going to go ahead and take this alfalfa line and copy that and paste that into the fruit types here. So again, because mine is different and mine is map, we're going to leave that a map foliage alfalfa alfalfa XML. And then now we need to change these and add these in here. So adding these into the different cutters and the different headers. So we're going to be able to plant alfalfa into from the sewing machine. So the regular sewing machine is going to be able to plant that, the regular seeder. And we're going to also put it in the weeder and the mower. So the weeder gets it and the mower gets it. Now that means with the mower that you can mow it with that. The combine mower is the swather, so we don't need to add it to that because we're not using the swather for that. All right, so then what we have here is we have the down here with a forage harvester. So if you're using the forage harvester, we're going to be able to convert that from alfalfa to chaff. So that is in the forage harvester. Yep, in the forage harvester one. So we'll paste that into there. And then the mower. So when we're mowing it, it's going to change it from alfalfa to alfalfa windrow. And this is exactly what I was talking about earlier in the stream, that I wanted to make it a little bit different than grass. So when you mow grass, you're getting grass windrow with a factor of 1. When you mow alfalfa, you're getting alfalfa windrow with a factor of 1.25. So it's going to be better for you to plant in the map here. It's going to give you an incentive to plant alfalfa than just regular grass because it's going to give you a little bit more of a yield. So I think a 1.25 factor for the mower, I think that should be pretty good for that. All right, so I think that one is it for the fruit types file here. So we're going to save that. All right, so next we're going to need the density file. So the density map height types. And we're going to need that one for here. And then here, this one is mine. That one is his. So we're going to scroll down. And the alfalfa ones are right here. So here's alfalfa windrow. And here's alfalfa dry alfalfa windrow. So these are the ones that it makes it show up on the ground or not. So obviously we need these to show up on the ground because when we mow them, otherwise if they're not going to show up on the ground. So a lot of times the order of this does matter. So I always paste these at the end just to make sure that we're not getting a change of these. So we're going to paste these at the end. And it's one of those things too. Like if you did not up your number of bits on these, we might they're only going to allow up to 64. So you might want to up the number of bits, which I had done in another video. So otherwise, because it's going to we're not you would reach a limit. Same with the fruit types too. If you Giants only lets us have one space for a fruit type to add. So if you don't add that fruit type, if you don't up it, you can only add one fruit, and then I think it's gonna be problems later on because I think Giants is gonna probably add different crops. Well, anyway, density map height types are good. That should be good. All right, so we have those, we have these. So the last thing is we have the fill planes. Yep, because we did that. We have this. So I think I'm going to have to take a little, I can take a little bit of a, I'm going to have to take a little bit of a break here. And it shouldn't be too long, maybe 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead, Xman, and take a break. I'm going to
Alrighty.
try to figure out how to mute myself here for this. And then I'll come back. When I come back, we have to do the effects. And the effects that is what can get kind of annoying a little bit. So we're going to do the effects when I come back. And let me try to mute myself here for this. And I'll be back in, like I said, again, should be about 5 minutes. I hate to do this, but unfortunately, things are out of my control sometimes. All right, let me mute and I'll be back. I think you are still not going to be muted, so I will be right back. And give me about 5
I'm probably
minutes.
still right here. He's not mute. Sounds like the dog had to be let out, which is pretty normal. Since he's gone, I'm gonna promote two videos that just came out. If you guys want to know about unloading into a bunker silo that you drive through, and also how to unload the bunker silo with Volvo, check that out. They were just released yesterday and today. Shameless plug when he's gone. If you just joined him, he's going to be back in about a couple minutes here. Just had to let his dog out. Just an FYI, you didn't mute.
I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't mute. So we know you took your dog out.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. We just heard everything. Or at least I did. Maybe not on stream.
Oh, I didn't mute Discord.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I muted the stream though because I muted my microphone was muted. All right, I'm back. So, all right. So I took care of that, so I'm good for a while here to get this done. All right, so we need to do the effects. So the effects are all the things from like cutting it to chopping it to picking it up to I don't even know. There's a bunch of them. So we need to take care of those. So the effects right here. So I have different ones than the only ones I've had to use so far are the chopper, the cutter, the motion path, and the pickup. The motion path effects is actually the link for all of them. So if you open that up, you can kind of see what I did was the only ones that I needed to use so far was the cutter, the chopper, and the pickup. So I linked them right to the map. I left the other ones default linked back into the default data files. So we're going to have to keep that open and change those. So we're going to need cutter. So let's do the cutter. Let's just go in order here on these. So the cutter first. So there's mine. That is this one. So what I do for this usually is I'll just search for alfalfa. And we got nothing. Interesting. Okay, so we don't need alfalfa in here then. Apparently we don't need the cutter. So let's get out of that one. Let's go to cutter fruit effects. Let's check for alfalfa in here. Nothing. So you don't even really need these in the map. I'm not really sure why he has them in here, because you don't need them. We can just link them back to the defaults. Let's try the cutter threshing effects. Again, we're checking for alfalfa. Nothing. Do have alfalfa spelled right? Yes. Okay. Yeah, these are only maize, corn, and sunflower. Again, I'm not really sure why. So the motion path effects, we're not going to need that. All right, mower effects. I can see it right now. We're going to need alfalfa right there for that. So again, this is for the mowing. So I'm going to need this file because I don't have it in here. So what I can do for that one, because I don't have this file, the only thing he edited in this, and we'll make sure, but the only crop he added was alfalfa to his map. So I don't need to. My whole point is I can just copy this whole file. So because basically what you're doing is you're adding in the fill types, like, because this is mimicking grass, so we're adding in, anytime we see a grass windrow, there should be an alfalfa windrow right after it or near it. So we should be grass, alfalfa. So any of those, and yep, those are the only two spots. So all we need is this mower effects. So we're going to grab that just from his file here, and we'll copy it into mine. So then we're going to need to do into the motion path effects, because we copied that, we're going to need to just change that to so it links to the one I just put in here instead of the default one. So we can take that, put that in here like that, copy and paste that into that. So then we can go ahead and back to here. We need to do pickup effects. So this one is going to definitely be different because I have a pickup effects also in mine. So this is picking it up with the chaffer, I think, or the pick. Yeah, because it says it right here, picking it up, pick up in. So these are like kind of some of the belts and whatnot, and the different like the smoke that you get off of the pickups. So we have in here. Let me look for his. So he has alfalfa in this line 5 here. He's going to have the dry and the regular, so we're going to need to go ahead and paste that into mine. And because I've already added crops, that's why I have some of these. I've already added rye, and I've already added actually the rye one is what is right here, because we needed that for the swathing. So there's the pickup on that. Let's see what else we've got. So then on the specific nodes for that, again, you can see here, dry alfalfa or alfalfa windrow and dry alfalfa windrow right there. So we need those for basically anytime you're seeing a grass windrow, it's going to be there. So we're going to need the alfalfa regular one here and the dry grass one, the dry alfalfa right there for that one. Like that. Okay, and then let's see where else we got some. All right, this line down here, we have both of these again. And this is the pickup going out, apparently, is what this is, according to that. Pickup out. Need those there. And I'm assuming we're going to need them down here again. Yep, alfalfa windrow and dry alfalfa windrow. We're going to need those down there. So let's grab those. Again, remember just the regular, these are different with the regular and then the dry one. So paste that into there. And those should be good for this file. So pickup effects is good. I'm going to save that, close it. And let's see what else we need. So we need tether effects. So this is another one. I don't have this in the map yet, and because it's using the tether, so these are the effects you're going to get from when you're tedding it. So again, dry alfalfa windrow is in here, dry alfalfa windrow is in here, so we should be able to just copy. We're just going to copy that file right over into mine because I don't have any other tedding things in here now. And we're going to go ahead and link the tedding now effects to the map instead of the default ones. So where's the tedding right here? Make sure that's in my map now, not the data files right there. And then the last one should be the windrower effects. And again, windrower effects, I don't have the windrower in my map yet. So if we have these in here, which he has them in there, anytime you see a grass windrow, you got an alfalfa after it. So we can just go ahead and copy that again into here, into my map, and save it there. And then we can go ahead into the windrower effects and make sure that is linked to the map also. Okay, all right. So those are the effects. Actually wasn't as hard as it sometimes usually is, just adding those in there and making sure they worked. So we have the effects, we have the fill planes, we have the fruits, we have the tip to ground. I think we're ready to test this and see if it works. Oh, no, we are not. The HUDs. Did not do the HUDs yet. Got to go back and get those HUDs. So these are the HUD files. We're going to definitely need to put these in here. That would create some errors. Oh, we got to do bales as well. All right. So we got a couple things we got to do. I knew we were missing some stuff. HUDs. So here's your HUD fill for alfalfa and dry alfalfa. So we're going to copy those into here. And you can see that's the alfalfa icon. Here's the hay icon for alfalfa hay. And we're going to need the bales. So we're going to need the bales here. So we're going to put the bales, we're just going to, so I don't have any extra bales in here right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this entire, so this is going to increase the size of the map here, because what you can see what happens here is, so you have a You have square bales, and here's all the different ones: 180, 220, 240, 120, and you can see what they are in here. He has them linked as alfalfa. I think the regular ones, yeah. So these are going to link to specifically the alfalfa ones. So what we need to do is we're going to copy this again because I don't have any bales in here yet. I'm just linking the default ones. We're going to go ahead and copy the entire folder over, and we got that here. Okay. So then what we're going to need to do is, let's take a look. We're going to also need the animal food one. So the animal food, let's take a look. The animal food here is basically what he did for this. He left it as the default ones. So he gave in to, so he put alfalfa in with anything again that said windrow, any hay, so any of that stuff for like the cows here, he made their food, he added that in here. I don't see why we can't have alfalfa windrow as a fill type for grass as well. I don't see why that's a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in with the grass for them as well. And then the sheep we have in here, dry alfalfa windrow, so it's going to be a hay. Do we want to have them eat regular alfalfa, the sheep?
You could.
I mean, I don't see why not. I don't know why he only had it in as the hay. Well, let's go and add that to that. And we can always change this later on. We can play with this. Same with the horses. So the horses have the hays. You're going to get you can have grass hay and then alfalfa hay. So that's fine for that. Now, I did look up and see that pigs actually eat alfalfa as well. But what would alfalfa with pigs kind of...
I don't know. I've never heard of it, but yeah.
Maybe let's leave that alone for now. You good with that? Let's leave that alone for now.
Yeah, we can add it later.
Okay.
We find reason why.
Okay. All right. And then, so I added that in here, and I added into, so we're leaving the forage as, yep, so this is how you make the forage. So that's how you make TMR. Be down here this is just for the TMR mixer. So you can use dry alfalfa for that. So I think that's probably good here. Like I said, I just added alfalfa into the different grasses, and it doesn't have to be hayed all the time. So I'll go ahead and actually, you know what I forgot to do on this? I forgot to make my copy in my map. So we're going to save this, and we're going to drag this from his into mine because, again, I forgot to make a save for that, but that's okay. We're going to drag it in here for that. All right, so so then we also need the map bales file because the bales, let's take a look at how this works. So the bales, and before we do that, let's make a copy of it. So let's copy this into here. So the bales file, the map bales file it links back to the default ones, and you can kind of see it, regular ones, cotton bales, whatnot. Here's the ones here where the alfalfa ones are. So we're going to need to change these paths because, again, my path is not map US. Mine is just map. So we're going to delete the map out of here. The map US, I should say. Just make it map. And just forgot the slash. That should be those here. So that should link, again, to the alfalfa bales. And then these ones link back to the default. So that should be fine. Go ahead and save that. And the last thing we should have to do, let's take a look. Just kind of looking through the files here. We got foliages. Those should be good. Okay, so the last thing that we have to do is in our map XML file, which is right here, this one, the map.xml. Couple things we have to do in here. So the bales, the animal food is now different. So first of all, let's do the animal food. That's the first one I'm seeing on here. So the animal food now links to the one in the map because we change that one. So can't be going to the save game one anymore. Animals, those are the, if we're going to add any more animals in the future, that's where these would go. The names of them. If we had this file, we do that. But for now, we're going to just drop this. I'm going to drop that into map animal food now. So it's kind of weird with some of the linking too. Sometimes the linking comes from the default folder. Sometimes it's in from this folder. Like sometimes you could just delete the map part, but this actually reads it right from the main folder. So you have to have them, even though it's already in the map folder, you have to read it from the map folder. So save that there. And then there was the bale types. So the bale types are right here, which is bale's file name. So you need to make sure that is also map and linking right to the map bales. So it should be in there like that. And I think, let's just make sure. Let's make sure that he doesn't have anything else in here in his. So let's take a look. I think we're good, but again, I'm just double checking. There's his bales. Fruit types are good. Additional files. Yep, we should be good. So, do we load this up in game and take a look at this and see if we can get this to see if this is working or not?
Do it.
I guess we can. Now I have to switch my screens over here, guys. So give me 1 second. This is gonna be, how am I gonna switch this with that? It's gonna be a little. Let me switch. It's gonna be a little Streamlabs on here for a second. Hold on 1 second. Back to that. There we go. Okay. I like to block this messy desktop. I do need to clean this up. All right, let's take a look. This is always the fun part. See if there's any errors. See if I missed anything. Let's probably start a brand new save, just to be sure. No intro tour. Let's do it. You know what? Let's do it with all the mods. Why not? Let's do it with all the mods. And we'll see if we got any. Uh-oh. And there we go. We got a problem. All right. No sense in loading this right here. Let's take a look and see what that problem is. So all that red, that was not good. All right. Let's take a look.
See what you forgot to do.
Okay. Let's see. Ooh. A mismatch element on the fill types file. That will do it. So that means we're missing a closing tag, or we're missing the syntax of the XML is wrong. So it's missing a closing tag. It's missing something like that. So let's try to take a look. So see, it's actually, and then you can see still it's linking to the map US file right here. So this is a little bit of an issue here. Okay, so let's do this. So line 69. See that right up here, line 69? Looks like the fill types line 69 has something going on. Maybe a missing quotation mark, something. So something's going on there. And then the bales. You know what? I forgot to do the XML file for these, because these are going to link to maps US. So we have to change those. And then the map types, because this got messed up, was not working here. So that should, let's see, let's get rid of those. So let me get rid of this. Let me keep this open. Let me grab, I'm trying to pull these things to different monitors here. This is when I need more monitors. I was telling xman before the stream, I only have 2 monitors. I need more, especially if I'm going to do the streaming stuff once in a while.
I told him he's got to get bigger monitors.
Where that? What was I doing? Fill types. Okay, fill types. All right. Line 69. Let's take a look. Okay, fill types. Line 69. Well, that doesn't really help, does it? Fill types. That does not help at all. So it's got to be something I did with the alfalfa. So it's got to be something I did here. Oh, fill types. There it is right here, guys. It's right here. Extra fill types tag. That starts it. So fill type. I'm surprised Giants didn't catch this on him because the spacing is all wrong on that. It's supposed to be over here like that. It's supposed to be backspaced. That's why I messed this up. So fill type, fill type, fill type, fill type. Perfect. All right. So it was just that. That was it. We just had an extra fill types in there in the middle. So yeah, it doesn't like that. All right. What else did I need to do? Oh, the bales. The bales for this. So the bales, I'm guessing, these are at the bottom. Fresh this. So the bales, what happened here was any of the XML files, so like this round bale 125 alfalfa, I can almost guarantee, yep, it's right here. What happened was these need to be map regular, not map US, because it's not map US on mine, so delete all these. So any of these round bale, any of those bale files are gonna have a problem. So like this one, get map. Just making sure I'm not missing anything on here. Oh, hey, Nomadic Birding Gaming. Yeah, thank you. Glad you're enjoying it. I mean, Xman and I really, we worked together on this, and we made the map
Hmm.
that we wanted to play. I mean,
Yeah.
we made a couple concessions for each other, but not really that much, really, actually.
No, there was just some certain things. It's like he kept going, I need more trees, and now that we play it, I'm glad we didn't add more trees. But yeah,
And
there's always,
go ahead.
and also I wanted a little more life to the map. So
Yes.
he did that. Yep.
Yep, all the stuff by the general store, and all that stuff by the shop was X-Man's. To put that stuff in there, and I think that was awesome to put all that stuff in there. So it definitely worked out. And you know what, guys, I missed right up on the top here, file name. That's gonna be a problem. Oh, I'm gonna go back and hit those ones again. All right, so let's see that one. Make sure we hit these. Yep, see that is gonna be a problem. If we don't have those all get out. And right there. All right, so that should take care of all the round ones, right? That should be all. I'd hit all three of those folders. So that should be the round ones, the square ones. So there's 4 different square ones, and maybe a couple different XML files for those. So again, map. Get rid of the map US. One of the things I could have done actually was, and I do this sometimes, where I'll open up every single file from those in Notepad and then just do a massive replace, like edit replace all, and search for all open files of map US and just replace it with map. That is something I do sometimes too when I'm doing this. It seems to go. Sometimes it's quicker sometimes. All right, so there's that one. Maybe I should do that with the rest of these. Maybe not. We'll see. These are going fast enough. Map. Are you hearing my keyboard at all when I'm deleting stuff? Out of curiosity.
Just a little bit, but not as loud as
Okay.
mine.
I mean, I guess that makes sense, right? Because I'm using a headset where the mic's right on my head as opposed to like out in front. So
I mean, it all depends. I mean, sometimes people can't hear on my streams or not, but it is what it is. You can definitely do it when I do videos, but I'm working on that.
yeah, I don't really notice it very much on anywhere from with you. So let's see, making sure again. There should be 3 in each one, 2, 3. It looks like there's like 3. So there's that one. 221. That one. That one. And that one. Okay. And then we need the 241, this one, that one, and that one. Okay. I think we're good. Let's see. Load it from this way. Let's take a look and see how this one's working now. New save. I'll close this for a second. That one, million, no. Continue. We're gonna use all the mods. Look at that. And if you guys saw that, it loaded all the bales. That was quick. But no red. Not seen any red yet. There's Alfalfa loaded up. There's, ooh, uh-oh. Got some warnings up there. Let's see what those were. Oh, loading station for our sell point Galt does not have a regular unload trigger for fill type dry alfalfa windrow and alfalfa windrow. So we'll have to take a look at that. So for now, I mean, it's just a selling point. So we're not going to worry about that right now. All right, so that's it. No more errors. No for that. Okay, so I think what we need to do is we need to plant, and I mean, I could F12, we could use power tools for this, but I don't want to do that. I want to make sure we can actually like plant all this stuff. Yep, so there's alfalfa right there. It's in the menu. Let's take a look. I need to F12 myself a bunch of money. And see, that's the thing with the shop being far away. We're going to need, and you know what we're going to also do? We're going to turn off, that's what I was going to do in here earlier. I was going to turn off seasonal growth. So that way we can test this. So we're going to need some stuff. So we're going to need a tractor. And you guys know which one I'm going for, of course. Let's see, I'm going to go with this one. I need to buy this one in my game. I don't have this one yet. I have the 9RX. I don't have the 9R. We're going to need the big one. No license plates. So Xman was telling me that apparently in Europe they do license plates, because I just don't understand the license plate thing. I mean, I understand it on trucks and trailers and that stuff, but on tractors?
Yep, it's a thing in Europe. It's just like a vehicle down the road, but here we just have to have the little placard that tells it's a slow-moving vehicle.
The little triangle, right? The
Yep,
triangle?
little triangle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, there's that. And then again, I'm doing stuff that I normally use here. Where's the seeders? There we go. So guys, I'm going to show you. So they're coming. This should be coming out soon. This is probably my favorite mod ever. This air seeder. I just think this thing is awesome. They should be coming out with this soon. I converted it using the special vehicle shader that we've got. It's not, so it doesn't like, it doesn't, that vehicle shader doesn't have some of the like the wearing, and to me, I don't care about that. These guys, I mean, custom modding should have this out pretty soon. I know that they're in a huge backlog waiting for Giants to test stuff, so they should have that out soon. I'm not, that's their mod, that's coming. I know that a lot of people want it, so I know I'm not going to put it out because I know that they're going to do it, and they're going to do it better only because they're going to do it right. They're going to do it with the right wearing and the right metals and whatnot, whereas that other shader kind of bypasses that a little bit. Like I said, I don't really care. It still shows like wearing and still shows paint chipping, but not exactly to the 25 standards that people want. But again, I don't really notice. I don't really care. I got this air seeder, and that's what's important to me. This thing is so huge going down the road.
He goes to the big stuff right away. But
oh yeah, yep. Well, I'm trying to, I'm testing this with the stuff that I usually use. I mean, this is, stuff that I usually use and make sure it works. So, switch this to, and because I started a new save game, I don't have my auto drive routes in here. There's
True.
Alfalfa, and we'll put it on cruise control. I do this sometimes as we're going down. Add that seeds to that, and then add tank 2 with the fertilizer. There we go. And yeah, we'll see how this plants, and we really need to probably try doing like all steps of this. I really wish I had my auto drive routes on here. This is going to be bad. Driving to every place here. Driving to the farm with all this equipment. I don't think there's any teleport, right, in Power Tools yet? No. It's an easy dev thing.
Not that I know of.
I think we should clear this field though. Let's try we are gonna clear this field here before I plant it, so we'll use Power Tools to clear it. And then I'll use Courseplay to plant it. Just checking the error log every now and then just to make sure that we don't have anything for basically every stage of this. Like when we plant it, I'll check it. Mowing it, whatnot, we'll check it. What I should have done maybe was just do it on my save game. Because yeah, you won't, anytime we add these crops now, by the way, just make sure that everybody knows, you won't need to start a new save game. These crops will just go in right away. So you won't need to start a new save game. Or even mess with any files or anything. That's why we did the fruit density file with 2.0. Because like I said, you won't have to mess with anything. Alright, let's take a look. Let's clear the weed off this. F12. I haven't used this yet. Field options. So I think this is 99, right? So we can set this to, so alfalfa was in that list. Can we set this to, or actually we could keep it at wheat, but then just change it to harvested, right?
Can't you change it to a plowed state? And then you can just go in there and plant.
Could we? Well, it says it wants a fruit. Ground type. Now let's try that. Okay, so we harvested it. I guess that works. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we'll try to plant this now. My sounds too on this thing, and again, this thing is not perfect, but my sounds on this thing, and I don't know if you guys can hear these, my sounds are a little off on these. The folding, you'll hear it after it unfolds. It's gonna like make a clicking noise because that's another thing Giants reworked in 25. They did a whole bunch of different sounds. They made all the templates different. You hear that? Sound just goes on for a little too long, I think. Anyway, all right. So, start this up. Actually, we're gonna do Courseplay with this. So I found with this thing with Courseplay that you really, even on a rectangle or a square field, you've got to do at least one headland, and it misses the corners, which is fine. I think I deactivate on the corners. Yeah, I do that. I deactivate these just because it's just a mess. Like it tries to back up and it gets stuck on itself. So I just do that with this thing because it's so big. All right, so that is going. Let's take a look. Let's check the error log. Nothing. That's good. All right, so it says alfalfa and growing, so that's good. That's a good thing. All right, so we're going to need, what are we going to need here? And I got to switch my screens here for a second, guys. Hold on one second. There we go. All right. Okay, so let's grab let's grab a mower. Grab a tractor and a mower. So here's our, and I think one of my favorite tractors has to be the 8R. I just feel like I can use that for everything. Got a couple like I got a couple which I don't remember this. Uh-oh, we got some course players. Uh-oh. We got a bunch of course players. I've been getting a couple of these every now and then.
Is it your modded feeder?
No, I don't
Because I
think so.
haven't got any course players.
We'll see if they show up again. All right. We need. Let me grab. Actually, let me just grab the in-game one. No, because I've had it on not just the cedar, that cedar. I've had it on other ones that are base game ones. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. So there's that. Do I have? Okay, 410. That should be fine. Okay. And let's see. Grab a mower. I'm still getting used to this menu here. Oh, grassland. There it is right there. So these mowers, I love these mowers. And these ones right here, I call them the King Kong ones. They're like the Kong slide. These are super cool. They just put these out last week for those of you guys who saw these. So you can do a collector. You can do, yeah, I like the collector because then you can pick what you want to do on that. So let's see. Let's grab that. I think I bought the other one. I did. All right. Again, this is where the guy left the course. Maybe that's what happened. I've had them leave the course before too. Yeah, he went off the course. What happened here? Oh, and you know what he's doing too? He's not buying. He's buying seeds and fertilizer. Whoop. Off on that. Off, off, off. Okay, let's try that. It's probably why I was getting those Lua errors, because he left the course here. Again, like I said, X-Man,
That would explain it.
I've been getting those sometimes. I don't know why. It's not all the time either. Start it right back here. Yeah, so like I said, you do miss a little bit of the corner. You do miss a little bit of the corner here. Actually, I think no, he actually went right through. Maybe that was part of the problem. You do miss a little bit of the corner on the side here. Let's try to take a look when he turns. There we go. But it's way better than having it back up and get stuck on itself. So it's just that the problem is that cedar is just so big. All right, we got this. This might be where I just make an auto drive course real quick because I'm going to have to run a bunch of different stuff to here. So this might be one of those times where I just make a course here quick. Just because then I don't have to exit out and get my save game. That way I can just send it right down the middle here. Because I'm going to be running, I can run a bunch of stuff. I have to run a bunch of equipment to the farm here. Save me some time. Might think about adding it into the pigs because I was thinking on my save game about planning that, or even in the pig. I could add it even in the pig mixer, the food mixer. I don't even have to necessarily add it into the map. but having alfalfa be some kind of component in the pig mixer so that way you can make pig food. Because I was gonna plant, I'm making a separate farm. I'm gonna have to do this at some point, everybody, where I make a like a let's play series. I want to do that, but see the problem is I feel like every time I want to do that, I always want to watch something else. Like I'm watching something as I'm playing the game. So it's kind of sometimes it makes it a little hard to figure out when I can record that. But I want to do a let's play and I'll show you guys what my save game looks like. That'll be like the first episode, what my save game looks like. But what I'm doing is I'm making and this was inspired by X-Man to do this. I'm making a farm down on 125 and 6, and because really that's a lot of area down there too. You have a lot of open area down there, and I'm making a farm down there. That's gonna be my pig and butcher area. So like the pigs and I have a Angus barn down there too, and I'm gonna have that down there where I'm doing like those kind of animals. So I'd like to have I'd like to plant an alfalfa field down there, and that way then I can use that for feeding the cows and some of the pigs and whatnot. All right, so I'm gonna make a waypoint on here. So let's just call this the farm, whatever. And that way I have this now. So that way I can just drive my other stuff here. So park the mower over here for now. I'm gonna need I want to try every aspect of this thing. That's why this is going to take a little while. I want to try the forage harvesting on it too. So we're going to need that. We're going to need this. Whatever, that's fine. What kind of header do I need? I haven't done anything with forage harvesting in this game yet, in this version. So I'm going to need a header for this. Do I need I guess a pickup and a mower, right? Like one of these mower heads?
Yeah, I would think so.
Because you can mow with that, right?
You can, and you can also pick up. So
Okay, so don't have mowing on that head for that. This one, are these ones, are these mowers? They are, right? Like this is a mower? Or is this a pickup? No, that's a pickup, right? I think. That one's huh. I
I
don't
think
know.
you got your two mowers and your pickup you just clicked on. Sorry, I thought I was off of mute.
These are the two mowers?
The two mowers are the Crone and the one for 60.
The class? This
Yep.
class? Okay. So yeah, guys. So I'm not seeing. So see, I'm not seeing. I'm not
Alfalfa
seeing
in there.
alfalfa in those in the mower.
So you might not have put it in that
And that
category.
I'm thinking the same thing. Yep. So I do. I am seeing it on the pickup head. So why don't I get a pickup head for now? And I'm probably gonna have to exit out of the game and go back in and fix that because I'm trying to test all aspects of this. So let's grab this thing. Okay, and we'll send him to the farm. All right, he can go there while I get another thing going. So I'm gonna need a wind rower. So we can use. Let's grab this one. I don't have to necessarily go with all the biggest equipment, right? That needs 80 horsepower, so you can go with a medium-sized one for that. I'll go with that one. Do they not have a triangle on this one? That's interesting. Huh. Okay. Alright, we'll buy that. And we're gonna need another one. Let me grab like a larger one. Let's grab this one. We still got course play issues with this. There's something about that course this thing does not like. Let's grab this and that. There's so many options on this thing. I'm waiting for Giants to come out with this one, the 9RT, because they did not come out with this one. This was a default, I'm pretty sure, in the last game. So let's just grab a base one of that. And let's grab a windrow trailer. Where is that thing gonna be? Forage wagon. I'm in a forage wagon. A windrow trailer. Yeah, it's a forage wagon. We're gonna have it a 1 mil. Okay, let's go with that. And I think that's it. I think. Guess we'll find out. We'll send this guy to. Well, let's check on our. Oh, he's still seeding. Okay, well, he's still seeding. That's good. Let's grab this guy and send him. Okay, and then we gotta send this dude. Send him over there. And then they should be pretty close to. He's got one more pass to make with the seeder. All right, so the forage harvester made it. Move this guy over here. So we do need to roll this, apparently, at least the first time you plant it. I know with regular grass you needed to roll it too. I guess we should probably do that, just to make sure we're just trying to make sure that everything is working on this. And like I said, we already figured out that we have to go back and change the. I have to go back and add it to the mower category for whatever reason it's not added in there. So let's grab that. And grab, what else did I know? Roller. Roller. Where is it? Roller. Yeah, guys, like I said, I'm still getting used to this menu. I feel like I still can't find stuff in here. Roller. Roller. There we go. And I use this one because I sped it up a little bit. Not a lot, but I sped that one up a little bit. And then we also need I'm going to need a fertilizer spreader too, just to make sure. So let me grab a spreader. So I can do a small tractor for that one. Grab this one. And then a spreader. Where is a spreader? Right. Probably already went by it. Like when the pressure's on to try to find this stuff in the menu, you can't find it. Let's see. Tanks, yield improvements. There we. He was probably under here somewhere. Rollers. Right here in front of me. Doi. Okay. Let's grab this one right here. There we go. Okay, so this one needs to go to this. The farm. Okay, then grab this one. See, this tractor in real life, I'm sure the US version is like this, but with it spread out like that, but that just looks so weird to me. I use the European version with the triangle. I don't know. It just looks so weird to me having it spread out that much like that. And again, I'm sure it's because of the row spacing and everything. All right, what do I got here? I know I got these guys here. Okay, so we got this guy here. We'll move him up. Okay. And we will pull up. We can pull that guy out of the way here in a minute. Pull this guy up. And these two guys are going. I need to get another. I'm going to get another forage harvester because I want to check that. I want to do that mower. So forage harvester, and then I need to do. Can't stand these license plates on these. It's like a pet peeve. All right. And then I need a header, but I need to do this, the Crone X disc one. I'm going to take a look and see what category that's supposed to be. Make sure we have that in there. Okay. Drag that to the farm. We'll send that. All right, while they're driving, while this one's driving there, I want to take a look. I want to take a look at what category that's supposed to be under. So if we went to C, I know I'm on my other screen for this, guys. 1 second. Vehicles, Crone. Crone right there. XDIS 620. Right here. Okay, so XDIS 620 is under. It is a. Let's take a look and see what the fill type category is. That's really what I'm looking for. Not under there. How do we find that again? This has been a little bit. Forage harvester cutters, but what is the map hotspot cutter? All right, well, let's take a look because grass windrow has got to be under one of these. Let's search. Definitely missed it under one of these things here. It might actually. It's not even these because these are the different categories. It's going to be under the fruit types. So we're going to have to pull that up. Fruit types. Fruit types. There we go. I would think. Direct cutter? Oh. Probably direct cutter, huh?
I would think so.
I would think so too. Because grass is first. Oat, rye, canola, sorghum, sunflower. So back in here, I can turn this off. So back in here, let's take a look. Oop. Saving. So back into here, I bet you're right. It is the direct cutter. Where would that be? Header. Because it goes in order. So you have grass, Yup, rise. I can almost guarantee it's that one too. So let's grab that and we'll put in alfalfa into the direct cutter. Boom. Okay. All right. Let's. We saved this already. Let's exit this out. That was the only thing that I found so far, right? To change was that, I think, right?
Correct.
Okay. Let's exit that out. And guys, I always alt F4. I know it's bad. Or people say it's bad. I don't know. I always do it. I can never back out of the menu. I've never had a problem with it. All right, let's load this up. Oh, it was the sell points too. The at the sell point, but we'll get to that later. We don't have to worry about that right now. It's an easy add. Oop. Okay. Speed this up. All right. Let's take a look. Oh, we were going to roll that too. We're going to roll that first. All right, let's roll. It says it needs lime too. I don't want to worry. I'm not going to do lime right now. I guess I could. Well, I guess I could fill this with lime. Actually, maybe I don't even know if this does lime, does it? Nope. All right, does not do lime. Lime should, if we can get fertilizer to work, lime should work. But I mean, I am testing all aspects of this, so maybe we should do that. Well, we're going to roll it for now. We'll go get a lime spreader in a second. Do one headland, deactivated on the corners, 7%, sure, why not? Okay. There we go. Grab this thing, pull him off the field here. Nomadic game, burn gaming, that bum gaming, that's awesome. Yeah, sure, definitely. That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks for giving us plugs. I
Yeah,
appreciate it
definitely.
a lot
Absolutely.
because we're both looking for subs. So
All right, let's get a medium. Let's go back. We'll get a large tractor with this, that, no plate. These things drive me nuts. I've only said that like 5 times, but they do. That's how much they drive me nuts, the plates. And then I need a fertilizer, a lime spreader. I guess I could get, where's the cedars? Could grab, I know this one will do it. That I converted this one. That will definitely do it, because that's what I use all the time for lime, so. This tractor might have been a little bit small for that, though. Alright, we'll send him over to the farm. Probably do the lime spreading first. You know what? I'm gonna get into this since we're kind of just waiting around for this guy to, for these guys to do this stuff in the field. I think I'm gonna sell some of this, get some of this stuff out of here, so that way we have some, so I'm not tabbing back and forth all the time between all this different stuff. Let's see, vehicles. I'm gonna sell that one. Got that. Got that. Got that. That one. We can sell the combine. That'll get that out of here. And there was a 6R2. Is that one? Where is this one? I don't think I want to sell that one. So I can sell the truck. The dirt bike. What's the dirt bike? You know what brand the dirt bike is?
No idea.
There we go. Aprilla? Whatever that is. Alright. Yeah, Dead Soul, yep. Thank you, Aprilla. Never heard of that before. Alright, let's see. Oh, that would help if filled it first. I probably. Oh, it's Italian. Okay. Alright, we got those guys going. We'll fertilize it after the first growth stage, so that'll probably be next. Well, will be next. We'll fill this guy up. Oof. A little heavy for this tractor, even with the front weight on it. My cousins have one very similar to this tractor. I've driven this thing many times with the shift. I mean, the way it looks in cab is pretty much, it's pretty much dead on from what they've got with the shifter and the brake over there and the all the PTO, the yellow handle there, and then turning it, you know, the just the dashes. It's crazy. They did a good job. You know, this definitely brings back some memories here on this thing. And when I drop this over here, even the AC stuff up there, I don't know. Is that a radio right in the front there? We did not have a radio in ours. R2 did not have a radio. Alright, I'll drop that here. Let's get inside and watch this guy. I've always thought that this, I've used this spreader a lot in 19, 22, 25. I've always thought this thing was gigantic. But I think it's true to life. I really think it's supposed to be that big. I've always thought, you know, like the scale might seem a little off, but I don't know. It's because I mean, this is a 7R tractor. I mean, this is a huge tractor. This is a big tractor, and this thing is. I think the spreader might be taller than that. It's kind of crazy. he's stuck on this here. Maybe. Oh, maybe. No, he'll back up. The roller dude should be done here. And yep, we're just seeing, so it is alfalfa growing. Alfalfa growing over here, but needs lime. That's going away. So that's all working. Roller guy is done. Missed a little bit on the corners here. Yep, but it's to be expected. Gotta speed up this liming here. It's gotta go a little bit quicker. Get to the ends. The ends are always a little bit slower. There is that bug with these lime spreaders too, that if you run on a lime, they'll just keep spread. They'll have that same effect with the white coming out of it. That was a bug in patch 1.6. I noticed like right away. But like you were saying, it only seems to happen with the lime, not the fertilizer, huh?
Correct. I haven't had it happen with fertilizer.
I cheat here on the ends. Like I said, I'm just gonna stop it and just go on the end myself. Keep it in a straight. Maybe I just do the last little bit here myself. Just keep it in a straight line. Get it as long as I get it somewhat close. I guess I don't really need to be doing this whole field right now, but just trying to make sure everything's working good here with this. I don't ever use GPS, or never have. I don't use the in-game helper. I don't use him at all anymore for anything, even on these square fields. I just do course play for everything on the fields. I used to try to only do course play when I absolutely needed to on the irregular shaped fields, but with this version, I just couldn't do it. It just gets too messed up. Almost done here with this. Then we'll start fast forwarding, testing this all, make sure it works. That should, once this starts to grow, should grow pretty quick. At least it's not like a regular crop where you have to go wait like 8 stages. I think there's only a couple of stages, I think, from what I remember. Should grow pretty quick. Oh, and I'm almost out of lime here. Fill that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Got it. Alright, almost done with this, and then we'll save it and fast forward. We'll sleep through the night, see what this looks like. So I do have seasonal growth off. Let's just make sure, double check, Make sure that stayed off. Correct. Yes, good. Just to make sure that that's not going to impact this from growing at all. Should still grow anyway, being in August, but
Yep, it should.
all right, good. Come over here, let's save. And I use an Xbox controller too for as my primary controller. I've really just gotten used to it. It really works awesome. Let's see till 7. All right, let's take a look. Any errors or anything? Nope. And look at that. We have growth. We have some growth here. Look at that. It's pretty cool. Distance textures. How does it look from a distance? Pretty cool. Definitely greener than. And I might. There's some other people that are working on some textures. I'm using these for now, and I might replace them in the future. It depends on how they look. But there's some people that are working on some really awesome textures. But for now, we're gonna go with these. Let's take a look. Let's make sure we can fertilize this. Let me get this guy. This guy should not need any headlands. There we go. This thing is super wide. There we go. Do we not go any faster than 11? Well, that must be what this is set for. Gotta be. Yep.
Well, if it's base game, it is.
Yep. So anyway, that's this stage. Let's just see. I guess we don't need to fertilize the whole field, but look, it's taking the fertilizer 100% here, 50% over here. Yield bonus is 75 here, 97 here. All right, so it's taking that. I'm not gonna wait for that to fertilize the whole field. I'll just advance. This might even be growing. Oh, we never checked the direct cutter either. Where was that? That was in forage harvesting headers. Yep, and here it is. That was it. Direct cutter. So here's alfalfa right here. So we should be good now with that. Perfect. All right. So let's sleep. Let's sleep again till 7. Hey, Jaco Opperman. Hey, how you doing? Jaco? Fast forward a little bit. Jaco. Get this a little bit brighter. All right. We have, okay, so it's saying it's ready to harvest now. So this is what it's looking like. I'm pretty sure we get 2 stages of ready to harvest with this, just kind of like how grass works. So I'm gonna let this guy go. I'm gonna let this go another night. See if that works. Yep, and he's still going. And yeah, it's now that it's ready to harvest, it's not gonna. The fertilizer's not. I might as well just stop this guy. It's not gonna matter now at this point with this. So we know the fertilizing works. Let's drive this over here. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's fast forward one more time just to see if we get another growth state. I think we do, but I know with the base game, I know that because there's been some other YouTube people that have done some tests on that, and it doesn't matter whether you're harvesting in that state or you wait for it to grow another state. It doesn't matter. So you get the same amount of yield. Let's try this out. We're gonna go to 8. Oh, well, yeah, it would help if it be 8 tomorrow, right? Not 8 in 45 minutes. So for those of you that are kind of just joining in or just joined, I added Alfalfa to the map. That's what the first hour or so was. Now we're testing it to see if we're getting how it's looking for actually working in the map and whether making sure everything that we have in here is working. So look at that. It did get another growth state, so you can kind of see. Got these little flowers on it. All right, so let's try to see if how the mowing works with this. So we'll unfold that, unfold that. I'm gonna leave this in. Let me do a path of. I don't need the F1 menu for this. Let's leave this in. So we're gonna leave this in the widespread mode for now. So we'll drop this down, and then we'll drop this one down. And let's see if it actually cuts. Here we go. Look at that. Okay.
Nice.
Working. Appears to be working. Let's make sure we don't have any errors. Nope. Okay. So see how these are like the different effects. So see, like we're getting this coming out the back of the mower here. That was one of the effects that we did, coming out the back of the mower like that. The smoke. See how the smoke is coming out here? We're getting that. Basically, any grass effects that we would have. Whoa, I am fast forwarding still. Did not mean to be going that fast still. Now where it's dark. But let's keep going. So we're mowing this. Let's kind of keep going here. We'll do another path up. It's obviously collecting on the ground. We'll see what it looks like. I'll do the windrow. I'll change the mode on the mower here to make it so it puts it all in a one pile in the middle. That's how I usually do it with this mower. I have it so it goes one pile in the middle. Turn it. I have to turn it off for that. I might have to turn it off. Get the keyboard. What was it? Mode widespread. Toggle work mode. So Control Y. Swath dropping. And then you can go left or right. I'll do, yeah, the swath dropping right in the middle. So that should work for that. Turn that back on. And then there we go. It's pulling it to the middle. Right? Yep.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. So you can see, I think it's a little bit darker, right, than regular grass. I
I have
think
to agree.
looks a
Yeah.
little darker.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll do another path. We'll probably be good with this mower. Just make sure that everything else is working on this. All right, we'll stop that. Stop that. Okay, so this guy should be good. And put him over here. This one is the pickup. All right, we'll hold off on that one for now. This one's the cutter. All right, so we want to make sure this works. Oh, we don't have a trailer, do we?
Trailer. Oh yeah, you have to load it in. Well, yeah, you do. You got. Well, maybe it would still work if you connect to the one that has the rake on it.
Yeah, let's try.
That way you don't have to go back to the shop.
Right, I don't want to have to go back to the shop now. So let me put this guy. Oops. Put this guy. I'll just put him in the field, right, like this. And even if he just gets a little bit into the trailer, I mean, whatever, right? Put them like that, and then I'll jump back in here. And then try that. So it's mowing it, and there we go. See that? It's mowing it and putting it in the trailer. And this trailer has 1,000,000 capacity, so I
It's not
doubt
going to be
I doubt it's
be a
showing
while.
up. But yeah, it is. I mean, it's this is converting it to chaff because that's what we had set. Remember back in we set this to convert to chaff with the mower with the
Correct.
direct cutter. So that is working. It's converting it to chaff. All right, we're gonna leave that guy. Let's try. Which I'm gonna have to empty that chaff out. Let's try the windrower guy and make sure that's working. And that appears to be working. Let's see what. I mean, so again, so you guys can see see how we're getting the tedding effects here. We're getting those, so that's good. Again, let's just make sure no errors. Good. If this was not working right, or if it was needed something and we were looking for it, it would be calling. There would be some errors on here, and there's none. So, and it's working. So that's good. Drive this way. Coming off the path here. This thing, I can't believe this is so slow. I would have this at going probably 12 if I was. So yeah, it's making that big pile. That appears to be working. All right, let me grab. After I get to the end here, I'm going to grab the other forage harvester with the pickup head.
Hey, farming trucker.
Hey, farming trucker. Oh, hello, Mr. Billy. Good at what?
Please stop being so good.
All right, this guy needs a dump. I'm going to dump the chaff out of here. Actually, I could just empty it. There we go. All right, and then let's grab. Where was he? Nope. Where was this? This one. There's the pickup header. So I might have to position the other guy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to position that other trailer over there. Okay, and we'll drive him. Oh, modding. This one was relatively easy. I mean, if you're taking one from 22, trying to put a crop in there, you just got to do a little bit more work. Not a lot, just a little bit more XML stuff. But just copying and pasting this stuff over, it's not that difficult. Especially when a lot of this stuff was like the first time with some of these effects and whatever and everything. All right, unfold the tool. Oh, whoops. Okay, there we go. All right, we'll try picking this up here and see how this goes. All right, so it's picking it up. It's putting it in the trailer. And that is also converting it to chaff. So the pickup header here is also converting it to chaff, which I believe is how the in-game has it set up with grass.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, all right, so there's that. Let me get rid of this chaff again. Oh, you know what I forgot?
Because believe it or not, you'll get more chaff if you do it this way than you do with direct cutting.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's just make sure that this will work picking it up. Not that it matters with the rake on it, but just a little bit wider. And we're getting alfalfa in here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's working.
You'll have to send it to
Ooh.
me so I can plant that field.
Yep, and that did not go well. Apparently I have collisions on these, and see how still had some chaff inside the forage harvester, so
Yeah.
it converted it for me. There we go. Okay. All right, That's working. And you know what I forgot?
What?
Baler.
Oh, and a tether.
And the tether.
You might want to fast forward. Oh no, will that wilt if you fast forward again? No, it
No.
wouldn't. That
But
way you
fast
get
forward a
back
little
just.
dark.
It's getting dark.
All right, we'll fast forward.
I'll be right back.
Okay. All right, we need a tether. Need a tractor. Okay, let's grab that dude. Let's see. Grab this guy. I think you'd have to modify the bunker silo, wouldn't you? I think you'd have to make a bunker silo accept it. I could be wrong. It should. I mean, we're going to make it so it does. It's just, I cannot remember. I think you have to modify the bunker silo. So I could build one into the game, into the map. That's probably how I would do it. Build it right into the map, into the placeables. Let's see. I need a baler. I need a bigger tractor than that. Go with 8RT. There's an 8RX too. Oh, yeah, that one. All right, this, and we'll go with that. And let's try the baler. Where is the baler? Round baler, square baler. Oh boy, really should try both, huh? Shoot. I guess we'll just try this one for now. There, here you go. You got a red thing now. How about that? Probably should try both, as much as I don't want to. I'll try both. All right, got this guy going here, and then we'll get another round baler for. We'll do another red one.
Yeah, Billy. As long as it turns it to chaff, you should be fine in a bunker silo. I don't know if
Well,
you can direct. Did you try directly putting in it to change the draft?
that's what I was just thinking out loud with Billy. Is I wonder if I have to make a modified bunker silo that will accept, because the chaff will work because it converts it right to the chaff. But will I have to make a modified bunker silo to accept the alfalfa? You know what I'm saying? The
Hmm.
dry alfalfa itself. I might have to, but I was saying I could build that right into the map. I could make a couple of them and just build them, just link them right in the map. So
Yeah,
that way
we'll
you
have
won't
to
need a
look at
separate
that.
mod.
But I think that might. Oh, well, we'll talk off stream about it because I think there's an XML that would tell you what could go in there. But we'll
Right? No,
click
I
on it.
that's no. You're right. I think it's the XML of the bunker silo. That's you just have to change it so that alfalfa would
Hmm.
go in there, and you would just make that a mod in. You could just put it in the map.
Hmm.
I mean, you wouldn't have to do every one of them, but a couple of them anyway. All right, here's the tedder. So let's see. Let's see how this works here. Drop that down. So see the effects we're getting on this? So yeah, these are the effects we did before again. So there's your tedding effects. Look at that. Seems to be working. Let's see if we... Nope, no errors. Perfect.
It might be Billy if I'm not mistaken.
I don't... For the individual bunker silo themselves, I don't think it is.
but we'll have to look.
Yep. Send the windrower down. I'm gonna windrow this too, just to make sure we can windrow this stuff, the dry alfalfa.
Did you set the seed rate correctly and not copy it from whatever Giants is messed up in the game?
The grass one is fine. The grass one is
Okay.
actually fine.
Yeah, because it didn't look like I used hardly any grass, but yeah. When I'm gonna replant, I got to plow it back under again.
All right, let's try that, and then we'll try the. Where does this go? That one. Try the windrower for the dry. We'll see how this works. Looks good.
Now, since we're speaking of bunker silos, if you guys haven't seen the last two videos I posted are about filling bunker silos and how to unload a bunker silo. So take a look.
I need to watch that one. All right, we're good with that. All right, here's our baler. Let's try baling. Really got to try both, huh? We got to try the regular and the dry.
You have to tether it, but yeah. You didn't fast forward, did you?
I did not. Oh, do you have to tether it before you bale it? No, yeah, you can get the regular without before you dry it. All right, we're gonna fast forward. Forgot about that. Sorry, guys. It's my fault.
Well,
All
no,
right.
because it looks different on screen than it does when you. It actually looks brighter for you than it does for us.
Okay.
I've learned that mistake.
Yes. There we go. All right, so let's take a look and see, make sure that this is going to pop out. All right, and I think what is the button to unload balers? Y. Okay, so there's our alfalfa bales. Let's just make sure. And we didn't get any warnings or anything on those. Okay, good. Let's try the hay one, the alfalfa hay ones. Alfalfa hay. A little bit bigger bales on this one, huh? Now let's see what that looks like. Turn that off. Okay, so yeah, so see, a little bit lighter. A bit lighter than this one. Cool. Alfalfa hay. And then as opposed to this one. Yep, okay. All right, and then we need the test the round baler. skip ahead here. Check, go past these bales. Oop. And there it is. Regular alfalfa. Checking no errors. Try the windroad one, or the hay one, I should say. Oh, oh, there's some. I'm not gonna have enough, am I? Nope. Turn around. Yeah, so Billy's saying, yep, accepted fill types equals chaff, grass
Yeah, I
windrow,
see
dry
that.
grass windrow. So yeah, so the bunkers are going to have to be edited.
But you could do that in the map, can't you? Or not?
Yes, I could. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so there's your dry. So there's your dry stuff right there.
Nice.
Well, yeah, I mean, I could make them in the map because what they would do is they would just be the default bunker files, just the XML is just linked back to that with the alfalfa bunkers. So I could just do that in the map. Probably be easier than making a whole separate mod for it. So
That's what I would do.
yeah. Did I get everything?
You did bales, right?
Yep.
Yep.
What are you working on? Food at the moment.
I'll be doing that shortly.
Yep. I think I think we're good. Right? I think we're good.
Think you got her.
Yeah, so everybody, so that's how you add a crop to the map, and I almost feel like that the testing of it went on longer than the actual adding of the crop. But, you know,
Oh, I agree.
I think all of us believe that testing is so important to make sure that everything works as possibly, as right as it could, as opposed to putting something out there that's only half done or not tested thoroughly. I mean, because even now, Xman and I are going to be playing around with this for the next, like, probably day or two before I'll put this out in the next day or two as a
Yeah.
2.2 update. But yeah, even us, we're going to be playing around with this, just making
Yeah.
sure that stuff works and whatnot. So just to make sure that we got everything. And I'm gonna, like I said, I do have to fix it does have to go into the cell point, into Galt cell point, so I have to mess with that as well. So can I
I missed
start
what
again?
you can always go back and watch it, Billy. It'll be on YouTube.
Yep.
Remember to like this, guys, and subscribe to him.
Yes, thank you. Like and subscribe. Yep. And I think that's gonna be it. I think we're gonna stop the live stream, and I'm gonna go eat lunch. And yeah, I think we're good. So yeah, everybody, thank you for watching, and anybody that watches afterwards, this should be out. The map update should be out in the next couple days, just when we, make sure this works and play around with this a little bit more. And other than that, we're going to be doing peanuts at some point. I think probably within the next month. I'm going to add in peanuts and figure out how we're going to do that. So that'll be another one that we're adding in. That one will be a little different just because we're adding it in straight from, without having the grass ones always go different than adding in a regular crop. So we'll do that one. So anyway, thank you everybody. Thank you for watching, and that is it.